Hello, my friends. Welcome to Lindy's Magpie Reads. This is a place where I talk about books and a few other things that are going on in my life. I am filming in our laundry room because there's a gorgeous lilac blooming out there, which I hope you can see. I wanted to film outside, but there's so many noisy things going on, and I still haven't got myself the kind of microphone that will be more directed and just catch my voice and not everything else. So we'll see how this goes. I'm filming this on Thursday, April 23rd, and this is National Volunteer Week in Canada. So I'm going to talk about volunteering. But I learned that the United Nations also proclaimed that 2026 is the International Year of Volunteers for Sustainable Development. So go volunteers. I have been doing a lot of volunteering at my local rowing club. Since Wednesday last week, I have been there 5 times to volunteer for a 55 plus Learn to Row program and for the Newcomers on Water program, and also a special Muslim women program. So this was a special event. We had, I think, about 30 Hijabi women who came to attend. So it was all women volunteering, just women on the dock. I don't have photos except from far away to show you for privacy reasons, but maybe I'll pop in a few here so you can see from a distance some of the women going out on quads on the beautiful gorge waters. And this leads me to the first book that I'd like to tell you about. Game Changers, Stories of Hijabi Athletes from Around the World. And it's by Charlene Smith. These are brief biographies of something like a dozen women, and truly from around the world. Doa El-Gabashi, who participates in beach volleyball for Egypt. And as you may know, the standard costume for beach volleyball is a bikini. And Doa was successful in getting the rules changed for the Olympics, that she could wear more modest clothing, and the rule has changed therefore for other women athletes as well. A couple of other women who are featured in this are Shazana Anwar, who does archery in Kenya, and Nadine Al-Hamad, who skateboards in Palestine. I found these stories so inspiring. Some of them nearly moved me to tears. They were all about not giving up and the challenges for women to participate in some of these sports. The book is aimed at middle grade readers, basically students ages about 9 to 12. But this book is also interesting for adults, so like me, and where I recommend it to you as well. I did bring it to the rowing club so that when we had the Hijabi Women event, that they could have a look at it. So quite a few did and took notes so that they could get it from the library or purchase it. And I am counting this as one of my People April books. People April, if you don't know, is a month-long reading event encouraging us to read true stories about people. And the hosts are Roz of Scallydandling About the Books, Hannah of Hannah's Books, and Brian of Bookish. Now, the next 6 books are all for several reading challenges. 3 of them are for People April. 5 of them are for Picture This, which is a picture book reading event encouraging adults to read picture books. This is hosted by Jack of Spread Book Joy and Shelley Swearingen. I will link information about the events and the BookTube hosts in the show notes, so go there to find more information. All 6 of these books are about the people in the Sikh faith or Sikh religion. Sikh is how we normally pronounce this word in Canada. April is Sikh Heritage Month here in Canada, so these books tie into that as well. First off, I've got The Royal Rebel, subtitled The Life of Suffragette Princess Sophia Duleep Singh. The author is Bali Rai, who's a British author with Punjabi parentage, and he has written many books for children and young adults. This one is aimed at readers about ages 8 to 11, so another middle grade book. And you can see it's got large print. A true story, but it is told as if it's a first-person narrative account, so a fictionalized true story. It starts in 1884 in England, and Sophia, the royal rebel, is 8 years old at that point, and her grandfather was the Maharaja Ranjit Singh. After he died, Sophia's father was only 5 years old when he became the Maharaja. And then what happened to him and their kingdom was quite a sad story. And it's also the reason why Sophia ended up being the goddaughter of Queen Victoria, and why she and her family are in England. In 1903, Sophia and some of her sisters went to India for the first time. And her sisters stayed there, but Sophia traveled back to England and became involved in first fundraising for the Lascars, the Indian sailors who ended up being stuck in England. There wasn't a way for them to get home. And then later, fundraising and raising awareness for the suffragette movement. So she was involved in Black Friday, an event of violence against women who were advocating for women's right to vote. And it wasn't until 17 years later, which is when this book ends, in 1928, that women in Britain got the right to vote. And this one taught me a lot about the Sikh faith. It's Guru Nanak, the first Sikh guru, and it's by Rina Singh. Rina Singh is a Canadian author. She was born in India, but she lives in Toronto now and has written a number of other books that I've read, both fiction and nonfiction for young people. So Guru Nanak lived from 1469 to 1539. His teachings sum up the basic beliefs of Sikh faith. Worship one God, treat everyone equally, work honestly, share with the less fortunate, and serve the community. The Sikh religion is based on ethics, social responsibility, and social justice. He actually shocked Indian society by giving women equal status. Nanak gave his teachings both in sermons and in poetry. So this is one, for example. From a woman, man is born. To a woman, he is married. From women, kings are born. Then why call her evil? Without women, there would be no one at all. Two other important aspects of Sikh faith include the langar, the free community meal, and sewa, which is volunteering in community. And these were radical ideas in a country where people of the Dalit caste were shunned and Muslim and Hindu people never ate together. There are several examples in here of sort of miraculous stories or legend-like stories about Guru Nanak. The author said that she was told many stories by her grandmother. So, for example, on one of his long journeys, Nanak went to the river Ganges, and people there, Hindu people, were scooping up water and sending handfuls to the east for their ancestors in another world. So Nanak started scooping up water and sending it off to the west. And when people were saying, "Why are you doing that? That's the wrong direction," he said, "I'm sending it to my field in Punjab." And they said, "How do you expect that to work? That's so far away." And he said, "Well, if you can reach your ancestors in another world, then surely the water can reach my field." And that was a way for him to start a sermon about questioning empty acts of worship. Fauja Singh keeps going. The true story of the oldest person ever to run a marathon. It's written by Simran Jeet Singh with illustrations by Baljinder Kaur. So he was 80 years old when he ran his first marathon, and he was still running them at 100 years old and beyond. I can show you, turn the book to see him standing tall and proud. This was at the Toronto Marathon, and his final time was 8 hours, 11 minutes, and 59 seconds. One of the reasons why this achievement is so amazing is that when Fauja was born, they didn't know what was wrong with him, but he couldn't walk. He was 5 years old before he started taking a few steps. And this is from the foreword, which was written by Fauja himself. "Doctors couldn't figure out why I had trouble walking as a child, nor could they figure out why I was able to begin walking and eventually running. I think of it as a reminder that all of our bodies are different, and so are our experiences with disabilities. I'm now 108 years old, which means I'm probably 100 years older than you. Can you believe that?" Fauja Singh died in 2025 at the age of 114 years old. I got emotional reading this, and I really love Baljinder Kaur's collage art. And next I learned about a festival in this book, A Vaisakhi to Remember. It's by Simran Jeet Singh, so the same author who wrote the book about Fauja Singh. And this one is illustrated by Japneet Kaur. The Vaisakhi is a spring harvest festival that is it's been celebrated for centuries across South Asia. And in this story, a girl moves across the world to North America, I think it is. It's not specified. But she is so sad about missing the Vaisakhi festival. But it turns out she can celebrate Vaisakhi with her family and community in the new place as well. There are a number of Punjabi words in this book. Some of the Punjabi phrases are explained at the end. There's also some recipes for different kinds of lassi at the back of the book. And I really liked Japneet Kaur's intricate watercolor art. Next, this picture book is The Many Colors of Harpreet Singh. It's by Supriya Kelkar, and the illustrations are by Alea Marley. Supriya is American and Alea is in the UK. And once again, this is a child who has to move. This time it's across country. Seems to be set in North America. He is very shy, and he's a boy who likes to choose his patka, the little turban that he wears, based on emotions. There's an afterword in this book by Simran Jeet Singh, the author of the previous two books, where he explains about turbans. So I'm going to take a break to talk about that. He says, turbans remind Sikhs that everyone is equal and important. In the past, only queens and kings could wear turbans. Patkas are a type of turban that is a common style for young boys. And he also explains that Harpreet likes to express himself through the colors in his patkas, and that this is personal choice. Sikhs are free to choose the colors, styles, and design of their turban, and both women and men can wear turbans, although it's much more common for men to do so. And some Sikh men choose not to wear a turban at all, but they still practice their faith. So this is a beautiful and simple story about adjusting to a new place and dealing with feelings. It was very sweet. And last up, this one is so cute, Hair Twins. It is by Raakhee Mirchandani and illustrations by Holly Hatam. So this is about a father and daughter. They're the only two people we see in this household, so it could be a single parent family. And we learn that the author based this on her own husband and daughter. There's a picture at the back of them. It is such a celebration of long hair and the bond between parent and child. In one of the pictures, we get to see Papa tie his hair into a bun and then tie a patka over that and then wrap a turban, and his daughter gets to pick the color. It is so charming with these joyful digital illustrations. And in this book, you can spot the unicorns. It's very much geared to children who love sparkly things. Hair Twins is made to look like it's a bit sparkly, and all the unicorns. Yeah, I loved this. And that is all I've got for you today. So thank you so very much for watching. I do appreciate hearing from you, so please do say hello in the comments. Throw in a turban emoji, if there is such a thing, a hair emoji, unicorn emoji, flowers, whatever you want. If you don't know what to say, just to let me know that you dropped by. I would like that. And I'm going to leave you with some trees in flower. And I'm going to see you soon in the next one. So happy reading, everybody. Bye for now.